Hello children. In this lesson, you will learn all the rules for direct and indirect speech or reported speech in English grammar. So let's get started. What do you mean by direct and indirect speech? Well, there are two ways of saying what someone else said in the past. For example, last weekend some friends were planning to go to see a movie. But one friend Bob couldn't join them. Bob said, I have a dental appointment this evening, meaning he had to go to the dentist, so he couldn't join them. Now, here the girl is repeating Bob's words exactly or directly without making any changes. This is called direct speech. Like Bob said, I have a dental appointment this evening. But we don't always repeat the other person's words exactly because the words are not important, the message is important. So we can say it like this instead. Bob said that he had a dental appointment that evening. This form is called indirect speech. It is also called reported speech. Because like a news reporter, we are reporting that other person's words. Now look at this example. Direct speech. Rahul said, I will do my homework myself. Here the word said is called reported verb and the sentence within quotation mark is called reported speech. In indirect speech, the sentence will be Rahul said that he would do his homework himself. But during informal situation, we can often leave out the word that. Like Rahul said he would do his homework himself. And that's okay. But in formal situations, don't leave out the word that. So now let's talk about how to convert a sentence from direct to indirect speech. There are 5 steps for doing this. First, do not use quotation marks with indirect speech. Second, add the word that in indirect speech. Third, change the pronouns. Fourth, backshift the tense. And fifth, change the time and place expressions. Now look at these examples. Mary said, I feel ill. And indirect speech, Mary said that she felt ill. So first step is remove quotation marks in indirect speech. Second, add the word that in indirect speech. In this example, you see that the pronoun I in direct speech has become she in the reported speech. She refers to Mary. This is the third step. Next, the verb has changed from feel to felt. When Mary spoke, her words were in the present tense, but now when we report those words, we change them to the past tense. This is called back shifting. That is, shifting the tense back to the past. And fifth is change the time and place expression. In the given sentence, such expressions are missing. We will go in details later on. Now let's learn the rules for changing tenses. Verb tense usually need to change. The tenses generally move backwards in this way. Present simple tense into past simple tense. Present continuous tense into past continuous tense. Past simple into past perfect. Present perfect into past perfect. Past continuous become past perfect continuous. There are some models like will becomes would, can becomes could, may becomes might, and must becomes had to. Let's see some examples. Alice said, it is time to leave. In indirect, Alice said that it was time to leave. Here the present tense converted into past tense. Now second example, Sam said, I am talking to Renu. In indirect speech, Sam said that he was talking to Renu. Here present continuous changed to past continuous. Now look at this slide. Change of pronouns. To convert a direct speech into indirect speech, the pronoun subject or object, a sentence is changed. Here is a simple example. In direct speech, Sam said, I am talking to Renu. In indirect speech, Sam said that he was talking to Renu. Here the pronoun I is changed to pronoun he in indirect speech. Now in this sentence only, there are two parts, a reporting verb, that is Sam said, and a reported speech, I am talking to Renu. The pronoun of reported speech changed according to the pronoun of reporting verb of the sentence. Children, three rules should be kept in mind, that is the pronouns of the first person are changed according to the subject of the reporting verb. And second is the pronouns of the second person are changed according to the object of the reporting verb. And third, the pronouns of the third person of the direct speech are not changed at all. Okay, now let's look at the rule of changing time and place indicators. Time and place must often change when going from direct to reported speech. In the given table, it shows some typical changes of time expressions in indirect speech. They depend on the context. Let's see the example first. He said, I wrote a letter today. In indirect, he said that he had written a letter that day. So today becomes that day. So few words are mentioned here. Please go through it. This becomes that. These become those. Now becomes then. Tonight becomes that night. Today becomes that day. This morning, that morning. Yesterday becomes the day before. Last night, the night before. Tomorrow becomes the next day. Now let's see the exceptions. Exceptions are always there in English grammar, which makes it little complicated. So here are some exceptional rules in reported speech. If the direct speech indicates a general truth or universal truth and also a continuing habitual action, the tense form of the direct speech will not be changed, even if the reporting verb is in simple past tense. Let's see the example. Peter said, knowledge is power. In indirect, Peter said that knowledge is power. So the tense form is not changed here. It is a general truth. Second example. Children studied, the sun sets in the west. It's a universal truth. And indirect speech, it will be children studied that the sun sets in the west. So the tense is not changed here. Third example, Martin said yesterday, I walk 10 km daily. It's still a continuing habitual action. So in indirect speech, it will be Martin said yesterday that he walks 10 km daily. So the tense is not changed here. Here in the last example, though the reporting verb said is simple past, the tense form of the direct speech is not changed, as it indicates a continuing habitual action. But if it had been a discontinued habitual action, its tense form would have been changed, and the answer would be Martin said yesterday that he walked 10 km daily. Now let's see the second exception. If the reporting verb is in simple present or simple future, the tense forms and the modal auxiliaries of the direct speech will not be changed, as shown below. Let's see the example. Renu says, they have come here many times. Renu says that they have come there many times. Here, the reporting verb says is in simple present form. So the tense form of the direct speech remains as present perfect tense, that is have plus come, when changed into reported speech. But as per rule, the word here changes as there. Second example, Martin will say India can win the match. Here in indirect, it will be Martin will say that India can win the match. Here the reporting verb will say is in simple future form. So the modal auxiliary can is not changed in the reported speech. So children, what we have studied here, the exceptional rules in reported speech and also the changes that may be happened in accordance with the tense form of the reporting verbs. Now let's see how to convert assertive sentences into indirect narration. Sentences that make a statement are called assertive sentences. The reporting verb said should be changed into told if it is followed by an object, and if there is no object, leave it unchanged. Let's try to understand with an example. First one, she said, "This is my pen." In indirect, she said that was her pen. So here in reporting verb said, there is no object. But in second example, she said to Ram. Here the object is Ram. So in indirect it becomes, instead of said, we will say told. She told Ram that was her pen. Here that is used as a conjunction. Tenses, pronouns and possessive adjectives and words denoting nearness of time or place are also changed according to the usual rules. Depending upon the context of the reported speech, some other words that can be used as reporting verb in place of said are add, deny, admit, agree, reply, remark, argue, shout, claim, explain, point out, insist, complain, promise, etc. Let's see one more example. The shopkeeper said to Rahul, "Sir, I have been fair with my customers in my dealings." And in indirect speech, assertive sentence, the shopkeeper assured Rahul. Instead of said, we have used another word, assured. Depends on the sentence. The shopkeeper assured Rahul that he had been fair with his customers in his dealings. So changing assertive sentences in direct speech to indirect speech, we have to keep it in mind. First thing, if the reporting verb is in the direct speech and has an indirect object, the word say is changed to told in the indirect speech. And secondly, the comma following the reporting verb in direct speech is replaced by the conjunction that in indirect speech. Third thing, the tense, pronouns and time and place indicators change according to the rules discussed previously. Next is interrogative sentences. An interrogative sentence is a sentence that asks a question. When you convert interrogative sentences from the direct speech statement to the indirect, the reporting verb said is changed to ask, enquire or demand. The words enquire and demand are followed by the preposition of, the conjunction that is not used in the indirect speech statement. Second point is the interrogative form is changed into the assertive form. So do not put question mark in the indirect speech. Third is no conjunction is used if the sentence begin with question word like who, whose, whom, which, what, when, where, why, how much, etc. Fourth point, if or whether is used as a conjunction if the statements begin with an auxiliary verb. For example, did you bring your pen today? Asked Amy. In indirect, Amy asked if I had brought my pen that day. Second example, have the children gone home? Asked the principal. In indirect, the principal asked whether the children had gone home. So here the sentences are beginning with an auxiliary verbs. And we have used the word conjunction if and whether. Now next point is tenses, pronouns and possessive adjectives and words denoting nearness of time or place change according to the usual rules as I have shown you before that. For example, this become that, these become those, now become then, etc. Let's see some examples. The teacher said to Shivani, which lines of this poem have you not understood? In indirect, the teacher asked Shivani which lines of that poem she not understood. So here the sentences begin with which. Therefore, no conjunction is used here. In the second example, he said to Deepu, are you not being hasty in your decisions? In indirect, he asked Deepu if she was not being hasty in her decisions. So in this example, the sentence is starting with an auxiliary verb. That's why we have used condition, that is if. He asked Deepu if she was not being hasty in her decisions. So if is here used as an conjunction. Next is imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are used to issue a command or instruction, make a request or offer or advise. In such type of sentences, the reporting verb said changed into order, request or advice. Order can be expressed by the words order, command, tell, charge, etc. Second point, request can also be expressed by the words request, beg, asked, implore, entreat, desire, etc. Third thing, advice can also be expressed by the words advise, urge, exhort, etc. Fourth point is the verb of the direct speech is changed into infinitive. You know what is infinitive? An infinitive is formed from a verb but doesn't act as a verb. It acts as a noun, adjective or adverb, and it's actually made up of two words, to plus verb, like to swim, to work, etc. And fifth point is if the direct speech begins with the words do not, the word not is placed before the to infinitive. Let's try to understand with an example. I said to my friend, please help me to arrange these books on the shelf. In indirect, I requested or I asked my friend to help me to arrange those books on the shelf. So here the reporting verb in direct speech is changed to a verb expressing request. The verb of the quoted words is changed into an infinitive, that is to help. And the tense, pronouns and time and place indicators change according to the rules discussed previously. Here the indicator, these change to those. Now let's see the second example. The doctor said to the patient, take plenty of water. In indirect speech, the doctor advised the patient to take plenty of water. And the last one is exclamatory sentences. An exclamatory sentence conveys a strong emotion and ends with an exclamation mark. While changing a sentence in direct speech to indirect speech, the reporting verb said is changed to exclaim with joy, sorrow, fear, anger, etc. or applaud, regret, curse, cry out, depending on the tone of exclamation. Second point is in case of optative sentences. What do you mean by optative? Optative means expression of wish or hope or prayers, curses, etc. These are all optative words. In case of optative sentences where we wish something, the reporting verb said is changed to wish, pray, long for, yearn, earnestly, desire, etc. Third point is the exclamatory or optative sentence is changed to an assertive sentence in the indirect speech. Do not put the exclamatory mark in the indirect sentence. Next point is the conjunction that is used to introduce the reported speech. And last point is interjections and exclamations are omitted. Let's try to understand with an example. First one, hooray, I have won the contest, she said. In indirect speech, she exclaimed with joy that she had won the contest. Second example, the captain said to the goalkeeper, bravo, well done. In indirect, the captain applauded the goalkeeper. So here in indirect speech, the exclamatory phrase or word, that is interjection, is replaced by exclaimed with joy or the word sorrow, regret, surprise, contempt as per the situation or tone. And the connective that has to be supplied in the indirect speech. So that's all now. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and I will see you in the next lesson. Take care and bye.